So Maxie today finally realized that her actions have consequences. And it's so funny that Maxie finally came to the realization that she makes dumb decisions sometimes that shouldn't have been made. And she finally made this realization after something bad happened. You know, I was under the impression on Friday's episode that Dante may have shot himself, but apparently he shot Peter. See, this is what I'm talking about. Maxie should have left it alone. At the end of the day, she should have just let it go. But her ego couldn't let it go because she thinks that she has to fix everything. I do agree with Finn. I agree with Finn. Maxie's heart was in the right place. It was. But when you have people like Robert telling you to leave it alone, leave it alone. Peter has told her several times to leave it alone. Robert told her to leave it alone. Leave it alone. But of course, she couldn't do that. Because she's hard-headed. She couldn't do that. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is what hard-headed people do. You can tell them all day long to not do this, not do that, don't do this. But they have to be hard-headed. And they have to do it anyway. And then it blows up in their face. See, that's why that old saying still holds true today. A hard head makes for a soft ass. And it does. It does. Because she doesn't listen. I'm starting to actually agree more and more with the judge in her custody case. 6 years ago, when when he gave Spinelli custody of Georgie and stuff like that. I'm starting to see more and more why the judge did what he did, because Maxie does not learn. Like, your actions have consequences. I felt like Finn was being a little too soft on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to absolve her of certain things and stuff. No. See, when you absolve somebody of something and you don't let them take full responsibility for it, like you make excuses for it and stuff like that, they don't learn. But when you make them see a hard truth about themselves and their decisions, hopefully they'll take that and they will learn. Some people still choose not to learn. They still don't want to take responsibility. Now, Maxie wants to put all the blame on herself, as she should. Then again, Peter's a grown man. Peter shouldn't have never went, with her. I understand he wanted to support her and what she wanted to do, but he knew it was wrong from day one. And he still chose to go. But Robert kept telling Maxie to leave this alone because Dante was not mentally fit to come back home. She knew that because Robert told her that. She still chose to go, knowing he was seeking treatment to get his mental state together. So mentally he wasn't all there, and yet you kept pushing this. And look what happened. Now he done got shot because of your stupidity. She needs to learn. When somebody tells you to butt the hell out of something, butt out of it. They're telling you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's like people don't want to learn, so it is what it is. This is on her. And she keep trying to tell Finn, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing stuff like that? Who knows? Maybe you need therapy. I mean, therapy has become hot business on this show lately. So obviously Maxie may need the services of Dr. Byrne or Dr. Collins, maybe. Shoot, you got Alexis going to therapy. You got Kim going to therapy now. You got Christina doing therapy. I think Maxie needs to be added to the list because clearly she needs it too, to figure out why she does some of the shit that she does. And she needs to learn. Think before you do. I think that was the theme of this episode today. Think before you leap. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the theme, because Maxie surely doesn't think before she jumps and do something. Jason was just telling Dev the same thing. Think before you do. I think that was the whole point of this episode today. And I really do. I think it was. And it was a good point too, because some people needed to hear it. For the people in the back of the room, they needed to hear it. I honestly can't say that I blame Lulu. The more Dante stays away, the harder it is on her and the kids, because everybody's life is still going on. Everybody's life is moving, and that's what she pointed out to Sonny. Him and Carly are having a new baby. Rocco, he has his sports activities, his after school activities and sports stuff going on, and Dante's missing it. Charlotte had her recital and Dante missed that. He's going to miss the birth of his new sibling. she just feels like Dante's missing out on everything that's going on in their family, and she's starting to resent it. You know, she's starting to resent him for leaving. Even though, let me tell you something, I don't like it, but I respect why he left. And I think if Lulu knew the whole circumstance, I think she would try to understand it a little more. I mean, she understands it, but she doesn't have the full effect. I mean, she knows that he went through hell when he was away. She knows that. You know, he was tortured and stuff like that. She knows all that. Mentally and physically, he's scarred right now. She knows that. But if she knew the visions that he was having, the nightmares that he was having about killing her and stuff like that, then you would see why he needs to be gone for an extended period of time. Like, this is some serious stuff. You know? This is some serious shit. Like, he had visions of killing his own damn wife. He shot Peter. Dude is not right in the head right now. And this is who y'all want to rush to come home? This is why I felt like Maxie's plan was stupid from day one. Because if you rush him to come home, he can hurt himself. He can hurt his wife. He can hurt his kids. He can hurt anybody. His siblings. Who knows? His own mama. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling who he could hurt. He can, you know, just go through a trance real quick and flip out. That's why it was smart for him to stay away. You see how he was at the Metro Court with the knife in his hand and stuff like that, and he had that crazy look in his eye. Like, hell, even Carly was scared at that point. Like, you don't know what that boy was going to do. That's why he needs to stay away. You know? I get that Lulu feels, you know, upset about it and stuff, and I get it. You know what I mean? But he got to do what he got to do for him. Like, you know, it's either that or he hurt somebody or himself. You know, this is just a necessary evil, I guess. I know she's, you know, the look on her face when Maxie told her that, you know, Dante shot Peter and stuff. I think she's realizing even more the severity of his issues now that she knows what happened, you know, when they were away. But anyway, moving on from that, I did love that little conversation that Finn and Alexis had and stuff. I love their little friendship, you know. I hope to see more of it, them connecting and stuff on a friend basis, talking about their issues, because I like how they're there for each other. Speaking of there for each other, Julian and Ava, they have such a twisted little sibling relationship. Like, I love the two of them together, but it's funny how when the chips are down, they're there for each other, but when either one of them are being blackmailed by somebody, they're very quick to turn on each other. Like how Julian left Ava to rot in jail at one point, and Ava basically did the same thing to him. It's like they're not afraid to destroy each other when the situation calls for it. But when either one of them are going through something emotional, they're there for each other. It's kind of funny and twisted at the same time. But I don't blame Julian for being skeptical of a psychic. I mean, if somebody were to come to me and tell me, oh, I'm seeing a psychic, I'll look at you and talk to you the same way, like you're crazy. Because I don't believe in all that stuff, that psychic mess. For me, I don't believe in it. But, you know, you got some people out here who do. So I can understand why Julian was skeptical about it. You know, he doesn't want to see his sister be taken advantage of. Because you do have a couple of loony bins out here that pretend to be psychics and stuff just to take advantage of somebody who got some money. You know what I mean? So that way they can write you a big check and all that and, you know, produce false results or no results at all. So I get where Julian's coming from. But Christina was basically backing up Ava on this because she actually heard about this psychic and how the psychic helped law enforcement and stuff like that solve some cases. So Christina was basically confirming that this lady is the real deal. I feel bad for Ava, but then on one hand I feel bad for her, on the other hand I don't, because she did say a lot of harsh things to Kiki when Kiki was alive, and she never got a chance to apologize for those things. She never got a chance to make amends. See, that's why people have to watch what they say and what they do to people that they care about, because you may not get an opportunity to make amends. I mean, you will, but it's going to be when both of you are pretty much dead. When you go to the other side, y'all going to have to work that out. But on Earth, you got to watch what you say, because it can come back on you. Something bad can happen to somebody and you'll regret it the rest of your life. And we're seeing that with Ava now. We're definitely seeing it worse. She regrets everything she ever did and everything she ever said. But guess what? She's just going to have to live with it, no matter what. She could apologize to Kiki's grave all she want, try to, get a psychic to help her reach out to Kiki, but she's always going to regret it because Kiki's not physically here to make amends with her. So it's always going to be something she regrets in life. But the beautiful thing is, the plus side to this, is everything she did wrong with Kiki, she can do right with Avery. She still has a second chance at this and a second daughter. So that's the plus side to it. I did like that Alexis and Julian basically called a truce, even though they both admitted that they get on each other's nerves. But she did want to tell Christina basically that Shiloh was arrested and he's going to go to prison, which I doubt. Because I don't think it's going to be this simple. Because Shiloh, he's like a cat. He got 9 lives, so he probably got about 6-7 more left. So he got another trick up his sleeve at some point, I'm sure, to weasel his way out of it. So anyway, moving on from that, I did like the scene with Hayden and Laura. I love that scene. Them talking about Spencer and Nicholas and stuff like that. I think what happened to Nicholas, I think it fueled Hayden more to work with Jax to bring Valentine down. Because despite what some people may think and what happened between Nicholas and Hayden, I believe Hayden really did care about Nicholas. I think she did. And we all know that she still cares about Spencer and she still loves Spencer. I mean, look at Britt. When Britt comes around and stuff, she's always asking about Spencer and stuff like that, because the beautiful thing is they all shared a special bond with Spencer. You know what I mean? Despite what happened with his dad, they always had this love for Spencer. So it's cool to see that the love is still there, the caring is still there. And I think that's what motivated Hayden to work with Jax on this, because she feels like she needs to avenge not only Nicholas, but more so she needs to avenge Spencer, because he got kicked out of a home that he's lived in since birth, So I don't blame her for wanting to help him in some capacity or get revenge in some manner. But I just love the little friendship that Laura and Hayden got. And I love how, even though Hayden left on bad terms when she left Port Charles, I love that Laura's not judging her for past things that she did. The whole embezzlement and stuff like that. Because Laura admitted, even though she did embezzle from the hospital, she did give the money back. It doesn't make it right, but she did give it back. So that's cool. I don't blame Laura for being pissed at Ava. Ava tried to come around and talk about, she think about Nicholas every day. Laura wasn't buying that shit. Laura wasn't buying it because she felt like Ava betrayed Nicholas and Spencer by choosing not to testify on Spencer's and Nicholas' behalf at the civil suit in exchange for Valentine helping her out at the clinic and fixing her face and stuff like that. So I don't blame Laura for not being happy to see Ava. She's still going to carry that grudge. And I can't say that I blame her. So anyway, moving on from that, I like the scene between Jason and Dev. Like, I'm happy that Jason put Dev in his place, because Dev's sitting there talking about I tried to put the purse back because it fell on the floor. Jason knew he was BSing because Jason watched him the whole time. He knew that Dev knocked that purse on the floor after Laura left and was going to take her wallet. And I'm glad Jason let him know, like, you need to learn Port Charles. Which is true. Like, if you're going to stay in that city, in that town, you need to learn who the players are. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn who the family are, learn who everybody is. Because what he didn't know was Laura's the mayor, and she's a friend of Sonny's, and she's Dante's mother-in-law. So had he took that wallet and Laura found out about it, it would have, Sonny would have been pissed. I mean, I agree with Jason. Like, Sonny's giving him everything right now. There's no need for Dev to steal. I understand Dev stealing is second nature to Dev because that's what he had to do to survive when he was in Turkey. I get that. But he needs to realize you're not in Turkey anymore. You're in Port Charles. You have Sonny footing the bill for you. Sonny's paying everything for this kid. He got him new clothes. You got a roof over your head. You got food. He hooked you up with a job at the Metro Court. He wants you to go to school. He's doing all these things for you, and you're about to blow it. So I'm glad Jason put him in his place. Like, it's up to him whether he wants to take advantage of these opportunities that Sonny's giving him, or he wants to throw it all away and be back out on the street, fending for himself. So I'm glad Jason let him know that. I still don't fully trust Dev. Like I said, I like the character, but I agree with Jason on this. Until we learn more about his background, I'm not 100% trustworthy of the kid. And I agree with Jason 1,000%. The way he talked to Carly and stuff like that. And it got Carly second guessing some stuff. Like, Carly likes Dev and stuff, but even she had to go talk to Sonny about it because maybe they're biting off more than they can chew by helping this kid. And I've said that before too, because they got a lot going on in their own damn life right now. I understand Sonny wants to help him because the kid did save his life. He saved Dante's life, so I get it. But, you got to keep your eyes open when dealing with this boy. You have to. It's the only way, because you don't know what his agenda is. You don't know what the end game is for him. So you just got to keep your eyes open. That's just what you have to do at this point. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode. I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.